Oh, what a difference a year makes. This time last year, Wednesday, we're writing Shanziri out on tennis balls. Forget all that. They're going up. Premier League. The revolution is on its way. Welcome to Where Owls Walk. I've got three very happy Owl fans here to talk to you all about it. Welcome to Where's Owls Walk. You hit the subscribe button. We'll roll the titles. First of all, it was good to hear that again, wasn't it? At being bellowed out at Hillsborough. Matt, Glyn, and Andrew, welcome back to the second edition of Where Owls Walk of the season. We're here to discuss all about the Plymouth results. We're also going to talk to you about your next opponent. We've got Leo, our Sunderland fan, in the wings, waiting to discuss the next game. We're also going to ask you to rate some takes, which we've seen, and we'll talk goalkeepers as well with you. But let's start. Well done. Congratulations.
You were expecting it, surely. Even you were expecting it. Mark, come on.
I had a bet on it, so you actually won me 60 quid.
That's right, then. Good man.
Matt, we'll start with you, if that's okay. That was as good as it gets, wasn't it, for an opening day performance and win? I mean, were Plymouth that bad or Wednesday that good?
Yeah, I think everything that we say this evening should be prefaced by Plymouth didn't get off the bus yesterday. We were exceptional, but I think Plymouth were. I'd be really unsure if that's actually what you're going to get from a Wayne Rooney side. His ideas will take some time to bed in, but it was the basics that they weren't doing. They weren't running. They weren't trying to win 50-50s. The passes were going astray from 10-15 yards. From our perspective, it's the best opening day that I can remember. It's one of the most complete performances that I think I've seen at Hillsborough. It's, for an opening day, we said last week, kind of like some mid-table sort of fodder being around, would be nice. Actually turning up and basically having, from our perspective, again, I really don't want to do a disservice to them, basically a training exercise where you see everything that we've been working on in pre-season, why every Sheffield Wednesday fan is so enamoured with Danny Roll and his coaching staff, the smart recruitment, the way in which that we now play and how different that was to last season. It was as good as a 90 minutes of football I think we will see this year. And that's not me meaning to put a downer on it with, one game of the season, 40 odd left to go. But if we manage to top that level of performance even once over the course of the season, and manage to get near that, I mean, we will be a good side this year.
Yeah, I mean, the Premier League chants that we heard are, very tongue-in-cheek, aren't they? But, let's enjoy them, because I don't get these. Obviously, lots of fans are saying, calm down, Wednesday, back in your box. But, no, just enjoy it. You've been through the mill, haven't you, this club? You've had a torrid time of it. So let's just enjoy this one. Andrew, there was a stat that said, apart from the goalkeeper, every outfield player created an opportunity in that game, which is a mad stat. But who impressed you the most?
Everyone. It was like the Alamo out there for Plymouth. It was bad timing for Mr. Rooney to turn up at Hillsborough when we've got a team playing like that. Not as Matt says, it was the most precise and ruthless first match home display we've seen. It's our biggest home win opening match of the season since 1931 when we beat Blackburn 6-1. There's a stat for you. And in fact, strangely enough, we beat Plymouth the year I was born, first match of the season at Hillsborough, 5-2. Hillsborough, that was a bit of a good omen as well. But we absolutely were ruthless. I wasn't expecting, I must admit, I predicted 2-0 for Wednesday. 4-0 was a total bonus. And it could have been 8-0, 10-0. That's how one-sided it was, and not because Plymouth are so bad. I'm not going to buy that. Because Plymouth will come back and win games. Trust me. Okay, they may struggle, but they will come back and win games. But Wednesday were ruthless. We'd have beaten anybody there on Saturday. Any team you like, turn up there Saturday. We played like that. We'd have won the match, no doubt about it. And you have to put your hands up to all 16 players on that pitch, all of them. The 11 who started off and the 5 who came on. Straight up, when Smith came on, I was saying to the Mad Owls group around me, I said to him, Smith will score. One guy actually had a bet on Wednesday to win 4-0 at 28-1. So he was absolutely elated that Smith scored that fourth goal to get his nice payout for that bet. But brilliant, right. Brilliant.
Cheers, Andrew. Glyn, let's talk Barry, shall we? Because here's a player that I don't know what I hate about him. He's just he's so rubbish,
too
but
good.
so good. Do you know what I mean? He's a play. He's not attractive on the eye, is he? You know, his football is simple. His end product is great. His killer passing.
What a guy!
Threading passes through his forward. He's missed a Sheffield Wednesday, as we've discussed before. But was he your man of the match?
No, Ingleson for me, but Barry Bannon, what a guy! You know, he's Wednesday through and through. He's 4 passes in front of every other player that's on the pitch.
Yep.
A true captain to the club, and on his game, you know, he runs the show, doesn't he? You know, and the way that he pulls it all together, I absolutely love him to bits. This season could be, and I've said it 1,000 times, this season could be his Cinderella season. You know, he's promised to take us to the Premier League. I think this could be the last season we see Barry Bannon in a Wednesday shirt. I think he'll stay at the club, but I think this will be the last season we see him as a player. And yeah, I honestly believe that this will be Barry Bannon's Cinderella season, where he makes all the wishes come true, and we cross the line. Fingers crossed.
And all this without Ugbo as well, Matt. So there's even more to come, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, that was earmarked as one of the most important signings. I mean, I know we're going to talk about, in my opinion, I think the most important piece of recruitment over the summer in terms of goalkeepers. But he works within the system, and it's, you know, there's a lot of don't fall in love with loan players. You know, every club peddles that. The reason I think why Sheffield Wednesday fans were so keen to get him, and obviously irrespective of the horrendous cheesy announcement video last week with mid press conference, he is a player who had a tough time at Cardiff, and he's kind of bounced around in his career, really hasn't really settled. Came to Hillsborough in January and was immediately placed with like a level of importance that he perhaps has never had before in his career. And we saw the benefit of that. Okay, you could argue his scoring slowed down towards the end because he was never going to keep up of a pace of like a goal a game. He was, you know, Andrew mentioned that it could have been, you know, 6, 7, 8-0 yesterday. He is that ruthless striker because, you know, we had over 30 shots yesterday, which incidentally it took 13 games for Cisco's Sheffield Wednesday to have 34 shots. You know, he is the striker who, in the box, chance falls to him. He doesn't even look for half a yard. He just hits the ball. Really important, but really good to see Jamal Lowe. The past, you know, a testimonial is a testimonial. Seeing that work in a league fixture, and how clever his movement was for the first goal. I think, you know, it's really, really exciting. It's rare that Sheffield Wednesday have strikers who play on the shoulder. It's just not our club's MO.
Okay.
But all day yesterday was really good.
Okay. All right, then let's put out there what the Blades fans were saying. It was only Plymouth. Come on, get a grip with yourselves. It's fair to say, isn't it, a little bit, that we're going to find out a lot more about where this Wednesday side are at when they visit the French Revolution that's going on at Sunderland. It's France versus Germany. Let's bring in Leo, our Sunderland fan, for the preview your next encounter. Bonjour, Leo. Are you brushing up on your French this weekend?
Well, I studied it in school, but I'm going to have to learn all of that back in about 2 seasons' time when we've got no other English players left at the club.
Yeah, we've got Lebris now in charge of Sunderland. Okay, tell the Wednesday fans. You've only seen them a couple of times in pre-season. Of course, the magnificent win against Cardiff. What sort of style, what sort of system has Danny Roll got to cope with this weekend?
Well, I think a lot of the reaction after the first game was that pre-season was a lot about how much we can dominate the ball and how much we can get the ball moving quickly, when in reality that was a lot different yesterday. And it was a lot of catching them on the break. They had a lot of the ball. They had not as many chances as they should have had with the ball. They were very wasteful with the amount of possession they had. But I feel like in a game like next weekend, if we can get more of the ball, playing at home, playing with the fans behind us, a lot of still a lot of giving the ball to Clark and hope he scores, because that is the same every single week. But we seem to have more options. Roberts, I thought, was quite strong yesterday at times, which was important because last season he was a shadow of himself. So, yeah.
I'm not sure how true it was, the rumours you were in for Ugbo, who obviously went to Wednesday. Was Sunderland serious about it? Because it could come back to haunt you, of course, this weekend if he was to get the 90th minute winner.
I think from what I saw, it was a good few days of like a tug of war between us and Sheffield Wednesday. I don't know how true that is. And I don't know how desperate our club was, because I know we've had a lot of attacking players on our shortlist. So we might have given it up easy, or we might have really wanted them. I'm not too sure, but I think it is a good signing for Wednesday, 100%.
Okay. Andrew, for me, when this fixture always comes around, I always think it belongs in the Premier League.
Exactly. We are, you heard this say this story before. Wednesday and Sunderland, the Real Madrid and Barcelona of the League One. We were both in that league. In fact, the Real Madrid and Barcelona of the Championship. Even I put us two above Leeds, as far as I'm concerned, as the biggest clubs in the Championship at the moment. And hopefully, we both get back to where we should be. Because people want to see 40,000 plus gates at Hillsborough and Stadium Light, Roker Park, as it used to be. Who wants to see 8,000 at Luton or 10,000 at Brentford? Sorry, but that is the reality of it. We are massive clubs. It's been an embarrassment for so long now. And in our case, 25 years. 25. Where did it all go? Sunderland as well. What's happened? But at least 25 years for us. If Sheffield United fans are listening, 100 years for you since you won a trophy come the 25th of April next year. So don't worry about a thing, lads.
I'm going to have to ban you when that fixture comes up, aren't I? Leo, the last time this fixture happened, it was the last day of the season. Wednesday came and won 2-0. You were, I think, applauding Danny Roll off yourselves as fans, weren't you, in the hope that he might entice him. This isn't the same Sunderland side that under the Dons era, though, is it? You're going to put up a bit more of a fight than you did on that day, aren't you, on Saturday?
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, last game of the season, with us at that point, we were safe. I think Wednesday were actually safe at that point as well. It was a bit of a nothing game, although it was a nothing game and there wasn't anything to really play for the teams. It was bragging rights at the time. This season, obviously, very early in the season, there's a lot more to play for. And I think we're really going to find out this weekend how much of Wednesday's performance yesterday was them being fantastic or Plymouth being awful.
Absolutely. You've stolen my line there, fella. Absolutely. Glyn, just quickly then, how does he set up away from home? Does he make any changes to what you saw the starting 11?
I think Danny Rowe is a very clever man, and he adjusts his dynamic to counter any team, whether we're home or away. So it'd be very interesting. Leo, would you take a draw right now? Hands up, I would. I'd shake on it. I'd shake on a draw right now. Early in the season, it always takes a few games to settle in, doesn't it? I never really look until 8, 9, 10 games really. But I think Danny Rowe knows what to do, and we go again, and we see where we are.
All right. Pundits have got West Brom Leeds as the game of this weekend. I think actually this is the game of the weekend. You're going to find out a lot more about Sunderland. We're going to find out a lot more about Sheffield Wednesday. Thank you, Leo. Predictions. Sorry, we didn't do predictions. Matt, very quickly.
I'm with Glyn. I think it's going to be 1-1.
Leo?
I am not taking a draw. 2-0 Sunderland.
There we go.
2-0 Sunderland. I'll tell you one thing, there's going to be a bigger crowd at Sunderland. There's going to be at West Brom this weekend for starters. And Wednesday will take, just depending on the allocation, will take just as many, if not more fans there than Leeds will take to West Brom, for sure, depending how many fans they give us. But anyway, back to the match results. I'm thinking that Wednesday actually are riding. Danny Roll's going to go for the win here. He's not going to go and play there for a draw. The team are on fire. They're going to want to try and get off and hit the ground running right now. And I'm going to take a 2-1 win for Wednesday. I think we're going to get a result. I'll accept the draw if it happens, but I'm thinking we're going to win this 2-1. Come on.
Right, cheers, Andrew. Thank you very much, Leo. We'll catch you when it's the reverse fixture later on in the year. Thank you very much. And for the rest of you, it's time to rate some takes. Thanks, Leo. Okay, let's speed through these. Matt, what a breath of fresh air today was. I can't remember the last time I watched Wednesday with a smile on my face. I love this. Thank you, Johnny. That just summarised almost delirium.
Yeah. That's exactly the right word to use, Mark. It was delirium because, I mean, when the fourth goal went in, I actually didn't jump up and celebrate. I just sat in my seat laughing because I just kept on thinking. Again, these type of results, they come around so rarely, that level of positivity. You know, sun shining, 28 degrees, 30-odd thousand at Hillsborough. We've completely dominated the first game. Everything that I think every Sheffield Wednesday fan that I've spoken to has said that they've never gone into a season more optimistic than this one. And that's mental for a side that finished, that had to stay up on the last day of the season. We needed a point on the last day of the season to stay up. Yesterday, everything went right. I think with Nathan's comment there about Ingelsson, I know Glyn and Andrew have both said that they thought Ingelsson was man of the match. My personal man of the match yesterday was Jan Valery. I thought he was absolutely outstanding on the day. I thought, even with the swapping sides of Whittaker and Sissoko from them, I thought they got absolutely no change out of him. He earned the right to then start going forward. And actually, what we saw is some really, really great and clever interchange between himself and Gassama for the 90 minutes. I think he was voted man of the match on Sky as well. For me, it was delirium. Is very much kind of all of the, as you mentioned earlier, the singing about the we are going up and stuff like that is it's all tongue in cheek. Of course it is, and if you can't be optimistic and positive about it after a day like that, I don't know when you can.
Yeah, I'm not buying that.
Cheers,
I'm not accepting the tongue-in-cheek business here. Wednesday, we mean Danny Roll is a winner. I was very upset at both Danny and Matt and Glyn last week saying we're going to finish 8th and 10th this season. Not a hope. We are going to be in the top 6. Trust me. You know what I'm like. I speak my mind. I'm never over-optimistic. I'd say as it is. And the way Danny's got that team and squad set up for this season, we are top 6. Sure.
Okay. Thanks for that, Andrew. Right, goalkeepers then. Glyn, I will come to you on this one. We're reviewing all the goalkeepers, all the positions actually this season. So let's talk about where your goalkeepers are at. Obviously, Beadle is back with you again for another year. Is this an area that Wednesday don't need to worry themselves about now? There's other areas to focus on. Where are you at in terms of goalkeepers?
Obviously, he's on loan, so we've always got that sword hanging over us, really. But he's a welcome addition. I'm glad he's back. He's still young. He's still learning. He still has. He nearly got caught out at Plymouth. Not massively, but he nearly got robbed. For me, is beyond his years in the way that he plays. I trust him fully. The calm that he's got on the ball, when the ball goes back to him, you can see the players trust him and they move forward. So Beadle, 100% trust. He has got a little mistake in him, but all goalkeepers have. Nobody's bomb-proof. Nobody goes in with a 0, do they? So 100% behind Beadle. I'm glad he's come back, and also is used to the Danny Roll way of working. He's not having to relearn that. So really, really happy that Beadle's back.
All right, great. Next week we'll talk about.
We've got the best goalkeeper as his backup to the best goalkeeper who played for Watford at Hillsborough last year, kept us out 0-0. Ben Hamer, a very shrewd signing, and hopefully he's going to come back from injury because he'll push Jeremy for his place. Trust me, he's a very good goalkeeper as well. So we're very lucky. Very lucky.
Yeah, he's 38, isn't he? I'm not sure. We'll see too much of him. So finally, we'll talk about central defenders next week, if that's all right, and I'll get your opinions on that because I think that's much more of a debatable position for Wednesday. Just a word on Hull, though, if that's okay, and the Carabao Cup this week, because whilst we focus on Sunderland rightly, you've got another game before we get to that. Matt, where does the Carabao Cup sit for you in terms of priorities? Could you care less if Hull beat you 3-0 tomorrow and you move on?
Oh no, Mark, we're winning the treble after yesterday. I'm not. Let's not have this. Let's not. I'm joking. No, personal opinion. Our squad is quite bloated at the minute. We need to see some outgoings before the window. I know we're looking at still bringing a couple of players in. We've been linked with an 18-year-old who Brighton have just spent 7 million on so far. I would like to see 11 changes tomorrow. The result ultimately for me is immaterial. A win keeps you obviously being able to keep more squad players happy. But ultimately, first and foremost, where we finished last year dictates we need to be focused solely on the league this year and nothing else. There will be cup games that come up where we can get, when the squad's settled, once transfer window closed. Tomorrow is just about game time and getting players who have been fringe players for us or fringe players over the course of the season at match time.
Glenn, I want to just counteract that just by asking you if that's all right. I think you've got a young daughter, haven't you? There are a certain set of Wednesday fans that haven't ever seen Wednesday play Arsenal or United or City or Liverpool in any sort of game. So an exit tomorrow night rules it out for them and for another chance. So whilst Matt is correct, isn't it also true that, you know, these cup competitions are a chance, like Middlesbrough last year, to make some memories for Wednesday fans? Because my goodness, you've been starved of them in the last 15 or so years.
I 100% agree, and with that again, Danny Rowe, he's going to set out there to win. I've got no doubt about that. Now, I completely agree with Matt. Get your fringe players out there. You know, give your players some game time, because these players are sat there ready to go into your first team. So go and prove a point. Get out there. You know, give us a game. Give me something to think about. So, although if we did leave the cup tomorrow, no, I wouldn't be massively disappointed on the aspect, because there's no comparison between League and Carabao Cup. You can't choose. There's no choice in the matter. You can't choose whether you go for one or the other. But for me, I take my daughter to as many games as I possibly can. We're going to Hull, you know, and we love it, and that's exactly what it is. Now, when if hopefully sooner rather than later the Premier League comes, she'll experience all these big clubs, you know, and the grounds. But meanwhile, why not? Let's get out there and play for you know, play for the trophy. You know, it's worthless in what it is really, but again, we've been starved, haven't we? We've not had any silverware, so why not go out there and try and win something? Let's go for it.
It's not worthless, I think, because we won it in 91, as you know. It's still the League Cup. And at the end of the day, we will have a go there tomorrow. Hull and Wednesday will both press their players tomorrow. There's no doubt about that. We could play a forward line of Smith and Kadamatri, quite capable of scoring goals, quite capable of giving us the win. You know, I don't care even if it goes to extra time or I think it's just penalties these days, isn't it? Whatever way, just get into the hat for the next round. Let's try and progress. Give it a go.
Okay, Andrew, last question for you then, Andrew. You can have promotion right now, I can give it to you, or you can have a Carabao Cup win, take the trophy, be in Europe. You can beat United at Wembley 4-0. Hypothetically, what would you have?
Mark, 91. We had them both. 91. We had both promotion and won the League Cup. So let's do it. We can do it. Why not?
I prefer a good FA Cup.
So it's not an either or in my case. I'm saying I want them both. In Danny Rowe, we trust.
Okay. Remind me, Matt, never to ask him a hypothetical question again. Right. Thank you very much for watching. If you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, or you must be scraping yourselves off the ceiling when you have scraped yourselves off the ceiling, come down, press subscribe, watch these three and others as we have guests on throughout the whole year. Celebrate and the Danny Revolution all the way to the Premier League. Can't believe I'm saying all of that. All right, cheers, fellas. We'll catch you next week. Enjoy your trip to Hull and enjoy some. Cheers,
guys.
Cheers. Thank you.